She's best known for starring opposite Leonardo DiCaprio in one of cinema's most famous ill-fated romances. But even the most ardent of her fans may not know Kate Winslet's own first love story, which also ended tragically when he died, the same week that Titanic was released. The actress, 50, has been married 3 times and enjoyed brief dalliances with actor Rufus Sewell and model Louis Dowler, but has declared her first boyfriend Stephen Trade was the other half of my soul. The man in question was an actor and writer known for creating BBC series Fish and writing for EastEnders, who met Kate on the set of Russell T Davies' BBC sci-fi series, Dark Season, in 1991. In her screen debut, she starred as one of the 3 leads, while Stephen appeared in 1 episode, and Kate quickly fell for him, later describing how he made her feel secure and embraced and was the most important person in my life, next to my family. However, while she maintains that he will always be an incredible love of my life, the relationship has raised eyebrows online, owing to the fact that Kate was just 15 years old at the time, while Stephen was 27, that she has confirmed being a minor when she began her romance with a man 12 years her senior, with the couple dating for around 5 years, and even living together, before splitting when she was 19, after Stephen was diagnosed with cancer. Despite the breakup, they stayed in constant contact throughout his health battle, the same time that her star was beginning to rise with heavenly creatures and sense and sensibility. The eternal sunshine of the spotless mind star later avowed, "Stephen and I talked every day. This was not somebody I'd turn my back on." Stephen sadly passed away at the age of 34 in December 1997, which Kate described as unbelievably heartbreaking, declaring, "All I have left is that we remained very close until the end." In later years, she has been candid about never having gotten over his death, once admitting, "I talk about Stephen as if I still love him. But I do. I hope I always will." But while most people would find fault with the relationship between a 15-year-old and a 27-year-old, Kate has only ever spoken about Stephen with fondness and never acknowledged the possibility their romance was at all inappropriate. The mother of 3 has been very open about being bullied in her teenage years, describing how she was cruelly teased and called blubber at school, saying, "I was chubby, always had big feet, the wrong shoes, bad hair." The ordeal left her with huge insecurities, believing she wasn't good enough and didn't have the perfect body, and has confessed, "I suffered from 'no one will ever fancy me' syndrome while into my teens." It was during this difficult time, where she described herself as shy and vulnerable, that she met and began dating Stephen, who she described as a great source of strength and gushed that, "My life revolved around him." Speaking about her first love to the Los Angeles Times in 1999, she said, "He was a great source of strength to me while we were together. He was 12 years older than me. I was 15, and we split up when I was about 19. He was someone who really made me stick to my guns and believe in myself, and taught me how to understand who I was." And several years later, Kate continued to remember their relationship fondly, despite being so young when it began. She told Parade in 2006, "I was very shy. I was vulnerable. Other girls teased me terribly. I was bullied. I just put my head down and get on with it. That was my means of survival. Stephen made me feel secure and embraced. He was the most important person in my life, next to my family. We were together for 4.5 years. I spoke to him every day. I've never told anyone all this stuff before. I have no desire to hide any part of myself." While most would expect the parents of a 15-year-old to be outraged by the news their daughter was dating a man 12 years her senior, Kate insisted that her mother Sally was unbothered. Recalling the moment she spilled the beans on their romance, she told Rolling Stone, "I told my mom and I thought, oh no, she's going to hit the roof. And she said, 'So what's he like then? Are you going to bring him home?'" By the time she was 16, Kate had dropped out of school and was working at a delicatessen, going on to move into a North London flat with Stephen, age 17, she recalled a Parade. Stephen was very inspiring. He'd wake up in the morning, open the bedroom curtains, and say to me, "Oh, what a gorgeous day. Let's go out." He had this extraordinary zest for life. My life revolved around him. But after his cancer diagnosis in 1994, Stephen's health rapidly declined, while Kate was in the midst of filming Sense and Sensibility. There was no point to his suffering, no rhyme or reason to it, she said. He lived healthfully. It always seemed impossible that this man could ever die. He had a tumor in his leg removed and lots of chemotherapy. I was there. I'd take the sleeper train up from Devon, where we shot the film, and just be at the hospital with him. She has revealed that it was Stephen who decided to end their relationship during his cancer battle, which she deemed an act of love, but one that she always regretted. Acknowledging her young age at the time, the Oscar winner explained, "When Stephen had gotten better and his cancer was in remission, we broke up. I don't know why. I was so young when I look back on it. Only 19. How could I have left a person who was so unwell? I thought Stephen was going to be all right." Kate has frequently admitted that she has never gotten over his sudden death, insisting their bond persisted until the end. She said at the time, "I had an absolutely extraordinary relationship with him. My dear former boyfriend will always be an incredible love of my life. It wasn't as if I just turned around and left him. Our relationship reached a friendly end, and we stayed close." And over a decade after Stephen's passing, she broke down in tears, speaking about the grief and regret she still feels. "You don't get over it. You learn to live with it. I look back on it and, sorry, I still get upset when I talk about it," she tearfully told The Telegraph in 2008. "Stephen let me go, and that as an act of love from one human being to another was overwhelming. When I look back, I wish he hadn't. I wish I'd just been there. To the bitter end. He was gone very quickly, and I still go over those moments in my head." Kate skipped the U.S. premiere of Titanic to attend Stephen's funeral, later revealing that she was advised not to by bosses, who warned that the decision could negatively impact her career. "I suppose I was a bit depressed by that," she later recalled to The Guardian 2 years later. "Someone I had spent 4.5 years of my life with had just died, and it was just that people would even consider. They would be having conversations with me, saying things like, 'Look, we understand this must be a very hard time.' And then they go on to say, 'But don't you think Stephen would have wanted it?'" Please leave a like and subscribe for more news.